First at 4, a police shootout in a hotel parking lot. What set off the gunfire? Why officers were following the guy in the first place? They say fired the first shot. The newest COVID vaccine rolling out and headed this way when the first Johnson & Johnson doses are expected to arrive in Michigan. Hi, Paula.
For many districts, today is the first day back to school.
We have a little boy, 5 years old, kindergarten, first time in school.
And for many, these are the first baby steps back into normal.
Well, normal is somewhere we're going to be above a lot going forward. We'll see a whole lot more of this, even though temperatures taking a little bit of a step back tonight. More on that right now, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Detroit police are explaining what led to a dramatic shootout in the parking lot of a downtown hotel. They say they found a triple murder suspect from Cincinnati at the Rivertown Inn and Suites on East Lafayette. Investigators planned to approach him as he left the hotel, but when he spotted them, he went to a parked vehicle and opened fire. We're told officers shot back, hitting the suspect several times. Chief James Craig has a message for anyone trying to hide out in Detroit.
The message is simple. Our police officers are relentless in tracking down violent suspects. You come to the city of Detroit, we'll find you. And this was a great example of great collaborative work between two different agencies.
The suspect, 55-year-old Chandra Moore, is listed in critical condition this afternoon. Tonight at 5, the accusations he's facing in Ohio, and we'll have video from inside that Detroit hotel as bullets were flying outside. We're getting a look at the man charged with killing his mother and shooting his father in Huron Township. That's 25-year-old Kalen Carvelis sat silent and shirtless as he was arraigned on felony murder charges. We're not exactly sure why he wasn't wearing a shirt. Prosecutors say Carvelis attacked both his parents with a gun and a knife at their home Friday morning. His mother died from a gunshot wound to the chest. His father's injuries were non-life-threatening. The judge denied bond. Fiat Chrysler, now part of Stellantis, has pleaded guilty in connection to the ongoing UAW corruption scandal. Federal prosecutors charged the automaker with conspiracy from 2009 to 2016. Former FCA executives were accused of giving UAW officials $3.5 million to pay off one official's mortgage and to pay for parties and clothes. FCA agreed to have a federal oversight monitor in place for 3 years to make sure that there are no improper payments to UAW going forward. And the automaker must pay a $30 million fine. Well, we found out this morning, Old Man Winter isn't quite gone for good. It was definitely on the chilly side after that beautiful weekend. Let's bring in Ben Bailey. Did we make it to the 40s today, Ben?
Not yet, Karen. Some of us did overnight, but at least these afternoon temperatures, some of them are pretty close to that freezing mark. Port, you're on 32, 35 in Detroit, but all that sunshine is really masking exactly how cold it is. Pretty big difference between Sunday and today, 20 to 25 degrees colder than those numbers that we were looking at yesterday afternoon. And by the way, Storm Tracker 4 did have a couple snow showers rolling through here. They're gone now, but that may be the last that we see of snow for the entire forecast. A very dry one, but the temperatures will be the story. We will see those numbers start to rebound going into the next couple days, but some big ups and downs as we head towards the upcoming weekend. More on that in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, we'll check back. We are taking another leap forward in the fight against the coronavirus with a third vaccine, and more Michigan students are getting back into the classroom. Up first, new numbers from the state. We saw more than 1,500 new cases of the virus over the past 2 days. We've also seen an additional 12 deaths in the same time period. The numbers are not updated on Sundays. Now, we're just past 1 year since the first COVID death was reported in the United States. You may recall that first patient died in the state of Washington. Since then, the CDC has recorded more than 511,000 deaths connected to the virus here in the U.S. Today, we're fighting back with 3 vaccines that offer protection against the virus. The FDA gave the Johnson & Johnson vaccine emergency use authorization. That happened over the weekend, and that has led to scenes like this. Trucks loading up and rolling out from the drug company's plant in Kentucky. It's hoping to deliver 4 million doses this week alone. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom. So Kim, when will some of those vaccines get to us here in Michigan?
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. Our medical team just checked with the State Department of Health and Human Services. It expects about 82,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to be in Michigan by Wednesday. The doses are being given to states based on their share of the population. We know the Johnson & Johnson vaccine does come with some bonuses. It's just one dose, and it does not need to be stored at ultra-frozen temperatures. It's 100% effective at preventing COVID-related deaths and hospitalizations. The protection against illness was 72% in the trials, lower than Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines. But the message from the FDA's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices could not be any clearer. It says, get vaccinated.
Importantly, ACIP does not state a preference for a particular COVID-19 vaccine. Rather, they recommend that individuals can get any of the ACIP recommended COVID-19 vaccines, and they encourage individuals to receive the earliest vaccine available to them.
This vaccine is approved for people age 18 and older. Of course, each state is following its distribution protocols regarding who's eligible right now. Johnson & Johnson is starting trials on children under 18 and pregnant women. So Karen, tonight at 5, we'll have more from the White House on why we can't let our guard down, even with this third vaccine on the way. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, always appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. Well, the battle over COVID relief now heads to the United States Senate, which faces a looming deadline. The House approved President Biden's $1.9 trillion plan over the weekend. It faces a tougher road in a Senate that's evenly divided between Republicans and Democrats. Plus, there is the question of the $15 minimum wage. The House passed it, but current Senate rules say it cannot be considered because it is not a budget item. All this happening with a March 14th deadline. That's when enhanced federal unemployment benefits run out. We will definitely let you know what happens next. Well, it's like the first day of school all over again as many Metro Detroit students return to in-person learning. It's all part of Governor Whitmer's plan to get students back into the classroom, but it has not been without controversy. Paula Tutman takes us to one school where the staff is fully COVID vaccinated, but even that can't prevent some of those first day butterflies.
Every district is doing it differently today, and Kelly Michaels, the principal at Hamilton Elementary School in the Wayne Westland Community School District, will tell you that she knows that only ice cream trucks make everyone happy. But with 90% of her students opting to return to face-to-face learning for the first time in an entire year, she feels like she has instilled enough confidence in her student body and their parents to give it a shot.
How you guys doing? Are you ready for your first day?
For Renee Ruiz and Michael Garcia, their one gem, their treasure, their only child, 5-year-old Michael, is experiencing in-person school for the first time ever.
First day of school, dude. You excited?
Like our son, he didn't go to preschool, so this was just a brand new experience for him.
Yep, it was tough. After the first day of school pictures, the hugs, the goodbyes, and the hellos to classmates he'd only met virtually, he was off to the new big adventure.
It was kind of scary. We're like, should we do it? Should we not?
The Wayne Westland District will be doing cohort learning. Cohort A will go to school full days today and tomorrow. The entire district will do remote learning on Wednesdays, and then Cohort B switches. They do the face-to-face learning Thursday and Friday, while everyone else does remote.
Organized chaos, but it's the excitement of it all and seeing how excited the kids are, seeing how excited the parents are, the emotions, the teachers are excited. There's usually tears on both sides with parents, with teachers, and this year especially it's been really heartfelt because we haven't been able to connect with our kids, physically connect with them and be able to see them and participate the way we normally have.
Mrs. Janik has been super teacher throughout the year, walking her young learners, her kindergartners, through the basics virtually, as she showed us last week.
What page is it?
Page 45.
What book is it?
And this is what it looks like the first day of school ever inside her class.
What we're going to do, boys and girls, right now is do our usual morning meeting.
They already interacted online, so it's like they already have friends.
It made it a little easier for the little,
it made it easier for them.
Well, what a big day for a lot of these kids. And I've been covering a lot of districts for this last year. Karen, can you believe we've been doing this for a year? This particular district, I can see them jumping through the hoops to get it right, including all of their staffers who wanted the vaccine already being fully inoculated. But wait until you see what else they're doing to keep their teachers and their students safe. That's coming up at 5:30. And I think there are going to be some districts who are going to say, I wonder why we're not doing that. So that's coming up at 5:30.
A lot to learn from that district. All right. Thank you, Paula. Good to see the kids there in class. All right, still ahead, tear gas and gunfire. The United Nations say this fight for democracy just saw its bloodiest day. Also, a spectacular show in the sky. We're going to talk about what you're seeing right there in this video. And buy now, pay later, how younger shoppers are pushing a new retail trend forward. That's a little later. Here first at 4.
The pandemic has had a major effect on the housing market.
So what do you need to know if you're a buyer, a seller, or both?
Tomorrow on Local 4 News Today.